So recently, I was at the launch party for the latest Sarah J. Maas book, and I was talking to the cashier there, and they gave me a look. They were like, "Hey, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Joel from Joel's Library." They were like, "Oh yeah, man, I love your videos. I love the anecdotes you give that are always true." It's manga haul time. You know what that means? A lot of books, way more than I should own, many of which will not be getting read for a very long time. That is okay, because as collectors, we do not care. I have owned this book for like 5 years, and it has yet to be touched. And that's okay, because of the promise we make to ourselves that we'll get to it. First up, just a few books that I did get since the last haul video, but I have shown off, and everyone knows I own them. But just for the record, Angel of Indian Lake, a great conclusion to a great trilogy. Really loved this one. Ninth House, which was way better than I expected. I had a really fun time with it, and I am excited to check out the sequel. Hopefully I can get that in the $8 bargain section as well. Because yeah, as fun as it was, I will not be spending full price for Hellbent. Yeah, no. And of course, the book I just reviewed in the previous video, You Like It Darker. What's actually cool about owning a lot of Stephen King first editions is you can like go back and see how much like new books were in the 80s and 90s compared to right now, where they are $40 Canadian. But of course I got it for $30 because every new hardcover comes at a discount, because if not, no one would buy them. Now, whenever a new Stephen King drops, Indigo usually likes to put some of his other books at a discount as well. So I took advantage of this, and keeping with the theme of You Like It Darker, I picked up Just After Sunset, which is another short story collection. I believe he released this one in 2008. And I'm not familiar with any of the stories in this one. I don't know if any of them have even been adapted. But yeah, after reading You Like It Darker, really enjoying it, I'm definitely interested in checking out some of his other short fiction. Also, I gotta say, I feel like this cover here is a better cover for Pet Sematary than the modern one we actually have. I feel like something got messed up here. And just another book I picked up recently was Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice. I've been wanting to get into Anne Rice stuff for a while, and yes, it is 100% because Alexandra Daddario is the star of that new show. I hear the show's not even very good, but yeah. But yeah, this is actually my next pick for book club. I will be starting it very soon, and I am excited to see where the Vampire Chronicles start. There are like 15 of these, like Anne Rice was publishing them until she passed away. So yeah, hopefully I will like it and want to check out more. All of the quotes on the back talk about how erotic this one is. It's kinda... We'll see, man. Now, I got this one a few months ago now, but here is The Sunlit Man, which is finally the final hardcover release from Tor of the Brandon Sanderson Secret Projects. From what I understand, while this is technically a standalone novel, it is basically like a Stormlight book, or at least, you know, very, very Stormlight adjacent. Like a lot of people say, you have to read this after Rhythm of War, which is good, because I have read Rhythm of War, and I still fully intend to have all of these read before Wind and Truth comes out. By the way, we just got that word count. How is that physically how are they doing that, man? What is the mass market situation gonna be? I don't even know if they can actually print one that big. So I did go to Toronto this year with my friends. We went to see Olivia Rodrigo. Very cool, very based. We were definitely the oldest people there who weren't parents with their children, but it was a great show. Anyway, if you remember last year when we were in Toronto for Paramore, we hit up a bunch of used bookstores. And we didn't hit up as many this time, and I didn't buy very much just because, well, it was Easter weekend, so most of it was closed. But I did find a couple cool things. First up being this paperback edition of Carrie, which is now going to replace my mass market edition of Carrie. As you know, I'm not a huge fan of these, so yeah. I did want to get this one for a while because it does match with my, you know, Salem's Lot Shining and The Stand and Night Shift. So yeah, cool little find there. So I have been talking about Goosebumps a lot on this channel, if you were unaware. And I felt kind of bad that I didn't actually own any. But at the same time, I don't know if I really want to own any. Like, I don't know if I actually want to sit down and read a Goosebumps book. But come on, man. It's the Monster Edition. Funny, I actually saw Monster Edition number 2 at a used store, and I didn't really want to get it unless I could get the first edition, which of course they didn't have. Reader beware, touch Slappy's mouth if you dare. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this thing is like 25 years old. It used to belong to a guy named Tristan. Tristan, if you are watching this, You're an idiot. Why would you give this away? This is gold, man. Anyway, but then we went to the next bookstore down the street, and they had the first one, so I ended up getting this, and then we went back to get the second one. So what are these? Okay, these are hardcover 3-in-1s of Goosebumps that came out, I believe, once the original series had wrapped up. The first one here contains Stay Out of the Basement, Welcome to Dead House, and Say Cheese and Die, of course, all classics. And the second one includes the entire Night of the Living Dummy trilogy. They did make a third one of these, but I believe that was it. They never made any more, so I don't really know how rare these things are. But either way, I do think they are cool little collectibles, and I think they will make for good Goosebumps representation in my collection. Finally putting my money where my mouth is, even if these were only like $5 each. As always, of course, got some new manga pickups here. Dawn to Dawn Volume 7. Love this series, it's very good. I'm thrilled for the new anime series, Science Saru Man. Oh, I know I say that about Dawn to Dawn every time, but that's all there really is to say. It's fantastic. I am aware that some controversial things have been happening in this one. Not gonna lie. But I am not caught up to Oshinoko, so I can only speak on what I have read, and the stuff I have read is fantastic. So yeah, new volume. Love this arc. I believe it's the one that's about to get animated. I will be catching up to a lot of series over the summer, though. This will be one of them. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully this won't be the last volume I buy. Then Chainsaw Man 15, which also just today had a very controversial chapter. Not controversial in the same way, but yeah, and unfortunately it was spoiled for me, but whew. Yeah, it definitely seems like an all-timer, man. Anyway, also love Chainsaw Man, and yeah, I gotta catch up to this one too. And finally, the continuation of the Parasite full color editions. There are only 2 left now. I continue to really love these editions. Can't wait to read them all the way through. And as always, we are going to be ending this off with a Book Outlet haul. Book Outlet, of course, my favorite place to buy books. And there was no $7.99 fiction sale this time, but they did have a special where if you spent $50, you got $10 off. But the issue, of course, is that in order to qualify for free shipping, you have to spend $50. So I ended up spending like what would have been $60. But I got it for $50, so anyway, yeah, so everything here added up to $50. Continuing the lovely trend of buying books for series that I have no plans to read anytime soon, we have The Narrow Road Between Desires by Patrick Rothfuss. I like how this book starts with him basically saying, yeah, I get it. I get it if you don't want to buy this. Yeah, there's been a bunch of nonsense going on with this guy, and of course the state of his series. But this is a new novella set in the King Killer universe that came out last year. From what I understand, it is sort of a reworking of a story he had already published years ago. But I do believe he like reworked quite a bit of it, and you know, hopefully that leads to him, you know, doing more work in the future. I don't know. But either way, I've heard such fantastic things about this series, and whether that final book comes out or not, I'm still definitely going to read it at some point, so I got this one for cheap while I could. Similarly, and Mother of Christ, these are big, here we have The Veiled Throne by Ken Liu, and Speaking Bones by Ken Liu. Who's calling me? Why am I getting a Discord call? Oh shit. Supposed to be watching The Acolyte with my friend, but it's way too early. The episode's not even out yet. Go away. Anyway, these 2 fat asses are the 3rd and 4th books in the Dandelion Dynasty series, which I believe the 4th is the final one, and it came out like last year or so. Another series I've heard absolutely incredible things about. I think it would be right up my alley, and it is of course complete, so that is a bonus and sort of bumps it up on the priority list. But of course these are the 3rd and 4th books, not the 1st and 2nd, so I still gotta find those somehow. But with any luck, they might show up on Book Outlet. We will see. Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't worry, folks. No books are ever harmed in the production of these videos. If you remember a while ago, my friend, who knows that I hate the Kenneth Branagh Agatha Christie films, got me Kenneth Branagh Agatha Christie editions of the Agatha Christie books. And I wasn't too thrilled. So I got rid of them. That being said, that had nothing to do with my desire to eventually read some Agatha Christie. So while I needed to round out that $50 to qualify for free shipping, I decided to pick up Murder on the Orient Express. Of course, very famous book. I have seen the Kenneth Branagh film, so I do know the twist, but that's such a dull movie. The book's gotta be better. Come on, man. I'll admit, though, to be easy on Kenneth Branagh, though, I actually thought Haunting in Venice, while not great, was definitely more enjoyable. So, yeah, good for him, I suppose. I also got And Then There Were None, of course, previously published as that. And if you don't know what it was called before that, just go to the Wikipedia page for And Then There Were None. Of course, this is the most famous and best-selling mystery book of all time. I honestly don't know anything about it somehow. It's also, I think, one of the most adapted books of all time, which is crazy considering the name it was originally published as. Anyway, yeah, this one is very short. I might be doing it with book club at some point in the future, but yeah, cool beans. And last up, one that I was not expecting to ever find on Book Outlet, a first edition print of The Green Mile. And like with my new edition of Carrie, I can finally say goodbye to this piece of shit. Don't worry, I do donate the books I don't want. I'm not a monster. Anyway, so this came out in 2000, and if you're like, wait, isn't The Green Mile older than that? So this was originally a serial novel. It was released in like a series of multiple smaller books, but then eventually they did compile it into this thing. And yeah, this is one of those books that I really can't believe I haven't read yet. Not only do I love Stephen King, but I also love Frank Darabont, who adapted Shawshank, The Mist, and of course The Green Mile. And I haven't even seen the movie yet. What am I doing? But I do fully intend to finally read it this year, and yeah, cannot wait. So yeah, that about does it. Good stuff. I am very excited for the summer, because there are actually a lot of books coming out that I'm really interested in. We got the new book in the Black Tongue series by Christopher Buehlman. There's a new Stephen Graham Jones book. The guys who wrote The Expanse have a new series starting up. There's just a lot of new books that I'm really excited for, and I'm sure, as always, there will be a bunch of more stuff too. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Let me know your thoughts on some of these books in the comments down below. Let me know if you have gotten anything cool recently, and I will see you soon, because there is a show coming out that is based on a certain book that is not quite what I expected, and I definitely have some stuff to say. Yeah.